Hey guys, Smitty here. I wasn't going to do a video on the floods in Taree, but it's the biggest flood that we've ever had. It's outdone the 78 one or the one in the 70s, so, and everything's blocked around town, so I thought I'd jump in the car this morning and see what I can show you. So yeah, it's going to be a raw one. There'll be no music added to it. It's just going to be me talking and showing you what Taree is popping. How's it going? Yeah, I wasn't going to do a video on the Taree floods, but there's it's the biggest flood in ever. Like it's beat the 1978 or the 70s video flood, and I thought I'd get out this morning and show you what Taree's popping. But I've got a story to tell as well. It's Mrs. Smitty's birthday yesterday, and oh, here we go. We can't go any further here, so I'm going to turn around. It's gone down a bit actually. It's not as flooded as yesterday because this bit here was all flooded. It's near the old it's near the old I'll show you, the old milk factory up there. The old milk factory I did on the abandoned factory. I'll turn around. There's no flood water here. It seems like it's gone down a bit actually. So what I'm trying to go up to my pub, up to my lookout, and see what it's like. That's where the house floated down the river that you've seen on the news. Anyway, the story is, yeah, Mrs. Smitty's birthday yesterday, and we planned to go to on a cruise, but then the pandemic stuffed the cruise up last year, and this year we organised away a couple of weeks away up the coast. Cresant Head was not far from Port Macquarie. It's an hour and 10, hour and 20 from us. And we're holidaying there this week. We had a couple of good sunny days. Went out to Southwest Rocks, you've seen on the Instagram. And nice house we were staying, up and high on the mountain. Pool, you know, all the good stuff. And watching the weather report saying, oh, we're going to get 30 mils of rain, 50 mil. Then it got to the stage where it was got the Friday night, the 19th, the night before Mrs. Smitty's birthday, and it was saying we're going to cop 150 mils of rain after 80 mils of rain the night before, and the next 2 days it was going to be 200 and like another 300 odd mils of rain. That's a lot of water for we've just been raining a week already, and even now with the flood that we've got now, it's supposed to be raining another week after. It's just a real big low pressure system is it's not hurrying on, it's just fucking cruising around, causing damage to everything. Oh, there's a spot there, hang on. It's just a fucking... Over the other side, there's the water there. There's the low level crossing. Yeah, there's... That fucking thing up. Righto. Yeah, so I'm copping another deluge of rain. We're just having tea. We cooked up big baked dinner for Mrs. Smitty. Just ate tea. Footy was on telly. We watched the first half of the footy. And then we got a warning saying that Kempsey's levee to the McLean, I think it's McLean River, they were opening the levees. It was gonna fall over the levee bank on 6:30 that afternoon, and we were already having tea and everything. It was like 7:30 already, and yeah, we were fucking umming and ahhing. I had 2 weeks holidays, so I thought, oh, like, it doesn't worry me if we stay, go, or whatever. But everyone, they were all fucking watching the weather reports, and when we got that 100 mil of rain and 200 mil of rain and all this sort of stuff, this caper, it water's gone down a lot actually. I'm looking at the Elmaru Soccer Oval. That was covered yesterday and it's not covered today. But so we made a decision, yeah, we'll go, because Phil had to start work. He's got to start work on Monday, and I'll be honest, I don't think many people are going to start work because it's very serious. There's roads cut off everywhere in Taree, and we made a decision to pack up, tidy the house because we're in a holiday house. So that's what we did. We packed everything up, threw it in the car, and got the cars warmed up by 8 o'clock. So yeah, on that 8 o'clock, we went to packed up, and the main way into Kempsey, into Cresant Head was blocked. There's a low level part near the school, but the road we had to go on ran parallel to the McLean River. It's the coast road to Southwest Rocks. It's the video that me and Helen rode out to Southwest Rocks. Yeah. Along that riverbank. We've got to drive along there. And they said that was still open. So we left, headed out that way, and fucking hell, there was frogs hopping everywhere. And we passed a couple of 4 drives coming the other way, and 3 of us were in 4 drives. One of us was in a RAV Toyota, like an SUV. They're a lot smaller, and that was Phil and Tony. And we decided to go. And we got to a part, there's water across the road, and yeah, it was cool. It wasn't too deep. And then they got to another section where it got quite deep and long. That you, I tell you what, it scared the shit out of me. The only reason I kept going is because we passed 4 drives going the other way, and I knew they've come through it, so we'll be able to go through it as well. Because we've got 4 drives and we've got all the weight of all the gear and everything in the car. So, but then even like the RAV4 is that small, a lot smaller than the 4 drives that we've got. And this other section we went through, it was really long, and there was water all over the road, and as you're looking out the window, all you could see, there's no bullshit, all you could see was the white and red guideposts with the white and red reflectors on each side of the road, and we knew it was bitumen, and it wasn't a flowing torrent, it was just water rising up, and we're driving on, and it got deep. It got really deep, and then I just stopped and changed gears, and Rick and his missus in the back seen it was halfway up above the tailgate, thereabouts. They couldn't see the independent sticker, and then changed the gears, and he's on the CV saying, "Is it getting deeper?" And I go, "Well, it's getting deeper, but I can't stop. I've got to keep going, or keep going, or following." And it did eventually rise up around the corner. We weren't too far from the intersection, which made us turn left, then go over the bridge, over the river, and over the other side to Kempsey. So, alright, sorry about that. There's my old skid fucking ringing up for Mrs. Smitty's birthday. Not wishing up to see if we're alright or anything. But she eventually got on to that and said we'll be fine. She knows we're in a high spot. But I'm at the lookout. Gonna show you. That's it. That's me pub. Usually drink there. Down there. Yeah. Oh, it's gone down a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, it's gone down a bit. Yeah, the house is just up there. Yeah. Oh, there's a flood sign there.
What about all them other bloody things, those barrel things that were floating down the river? You see all them?
Yeah, and then what about that big concrete tank? You see it get stuck underneath the main bridge?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Big concrete tank flowing down the Taree, and it hit there, Andrews Bridge, and folded up. Go for a wander down here. Getting fucking soaked, but it's all good. Yeah. Alright. Hang on. That's it. This is the spot. Usually park my bike there, have a beer. Over there was the fires last year, if you can remember. But yeah, yesterday that would have, I should have come up yesterday, and that would have been all covered with water. It's up now. That's a high bank there. I'll put some other footage to it to show you what it's like when it's sunny. The fire burning over there. Very windy up here. Anyway, I'll get back in the car and I'll go a few spots around town, take a few photos off my phone, put with the footage, and wow, it's fucking wet out there. Alright, get back up on the window again. I forgot where I was up to on the story. I think it was this is on the 19th of March, fucking 8 o'clock at night. I wanted to sort of, it was just daylight when we were packing up, and we got out to through the water and all that, and again, it was sketchy. It was dark, and it's the most scariest thing I've ever done. But because 4-wheel drives went past the other way, I knew we could get out, and we made it through Kempsey and went to the service centre, which is a big main service station and all that on the highway. Once you get out of Kempsey. And then we got the service station filled up and sort of had a yak because there's 4 cars, four couples of us. It was a good week actually at the house. And we got back to Kempsey, had a yak, and settled our nerves. And then we heard that up the road at Cungabun, which is only 20 k's, or not even, 10 minutes down the road from Cresant Head, they throw them on the road, that it was flooded there. They're pulling up the traffic. Oh, I just went through some fucking bog hole. Wow. I'll show you these. Look at that. Turn me wipers off.
Look at this, fucking beautiful. These are signs we did at work. It's the same as that one over there, but there's nice here. If they had a table and chair here, I'll come and have a beer here too, but
Wow. Yeah, I had to get out and get some footage this morning for you. So we drove down the Cumberbund and got held up. There's trucks everywhere, and the right lane was going quicker than the left, so we jumped in the right lane after stopping for a while. The right lane was still going, so we jumped in the right lane, zipped up a bit further, and oh wow. Sorry, I'm just driving through a fucking low level bit, probably can't see it out the back. And we waited there, we had to wait there for fucking 5 hours. We waited there till about 1:30 at night before we could go any further. So everyone was out dancing and carrying on, and on the highway, trucks and everything, the whole traffic was fucking, yeah, it was a lot, just parked in the middle of the highway. And I ended up fucking watching footy on my phone. Watched the whole first half for about an hour. And then we come to the point, we're listening to the truckies. Oh, the truckies were funny on the CB, I can tell you. And we continued, we finally got the call. There was a truck up front. He just fucking honked the air horn, and then as soon as he honked the air horn, just seen all the cars just started their engines up, and it was like fucking, it was game on. Like everyone was, they were over waiting. And this is like around midnight, over 1 o'clock. About 1 o'clock in the morning, thereabouts. 12:30 it was, 12:30. And then we went to, we were driving, and we're following this B double. So we're going through Port Macquarie, and fuck, it was windy, it was blowing the car all over the joint. And we got down through Q, it was still windy and all that, and then we're getting to Johns River. And following this B double, he's only doing 90 thereabouts, and we were just, it was driving in conditions like some cars, some idiots were just fucking going past you at 110 in that rain. And we come to Johns River, following a B double, and another B double went past him just a little bit quicker, and I thought, well, it's been alright, I'll sort of follow this bloke a little bit now. So I overtook the slow one and tagged onto the other B double that was going a little bit quick. He was doing 100. And we come to Johns River, and he's in the middle of the road. I was a fair way off him, but then all we seen was water. It was a big wave. His trailer and his truck just went like that. The water just flew, and I had time to put my foot on the anchors and on the clutch at the same time. And just as I did that, I hit the water, and the bloody old Nelly, she aquaplaned, and as soon as I hit the water, I was full lock, 45-degree lock, and slowly getting dragged into the deeper water towards the left-hand side of the highway, the left lane. And it was it was pretty air raised, because we just got weight of water on the windscreen. We could not see a thing. I've seen guideposts just click up the left of the left side of the car. And I'll tell you all this while it's fresh in my mind, because we'll never forget it. That's another thing too. When we're out waiting at one of the stops, which one was it? It was at the waiting at Cumberbund. It kicked over to midnight, and we wished Kirsty a happy birthday, Mrs. Smitty a happy birthday on the on the highway. It was funny. She'll definitely never forget this one. But we're driving down Pulteney Street now. This is all underwater. It's gone down heaps. It was blocked before. Caves, charcoal chicken was all underwater. All this is all underwater. I'm driving in the main street where the water was, so it's not as deep as it was yesterday. So but when we hit that water at fucking Johns River, and because as I put my foot on the clutch, I went down into fourth at the same time, and then I went down into third again. And when I sort of went down into third, I could see what I was doing, and the wheels were turned 45 degrees to the right, and sort of directed me back onto the road again, and into the middle of the road. And the truckie was on the CB behind me. He was going oh man, have you seen that, blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. And I got back onto him and I said, mate, you should have seen it from this angle. And he fucking laughed. And he's on the CB warning all the other truckies behind him, saying, you know, water in the left lane of Johns River, get in the right lane. It's pretty sketchy. And then did that. I'm going to turn her in here and go back. And then we come to Moorland and we waited there for an hour. It was right on probably 1 o'clock by the time we got there. And they're letting trucks through. So we waited for an hour. And then, wait for this car to go past. Waited for an hour. And then the, we got the call and got the coppers flashed their siren, and the siren went whoop, whoop, like this, and then we knew that we could go, and they were letting full drives through. And like Moorland doesn't flood. We would go. We were there's a little creek bridge there, and then had a look, and then we went to oh, this is amazing. Sorry, I'm laughing because there's a good spot here where you usually park and watch the boat races.
Does anyone know if the highway's open from Cundall Town just out of Taree?
I don't think so, mate. Oh, I won't answer him because I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, when we went through Moorland, it was about gutter height, 5 inches high, but it was flowing. It was flowing like about 50, 60 k's across the road, and I understood why. It was only for 4 drives because it was up to between the hub and the rim of the car, but it was flowing across the road, and we got through that, and then eventually we got home. We got into Taree 3:30 that morning, and we're driving over Dawson's River and past Macca's, and they haven't had a drop of rain here, and they hadn't then either. But when we woke up yesterday morning, it was fucking flooded. And like now, this is the morning after, 21st, I'll show you how high the water is, because this is where we usually come and park for the boat races. And this is how high the river is now. There's the Sailors Club over there. Sailors Club. Riverbank. Right up. Right up to the river. I'm going to walk over here. So that was our eventful trip home on Mrs. Smitty's birthday morning. Then we woke up 10 o'clock, had to clean the house and garage and unpack the car because the place was a mess. But check this out, look at that. The tree. It isn't as high as fucking yesterday. It was all up. Probably would have been up over this, definitely. It was up the street. So we'll go over here. There's a set of stairs over here. Look, there's the bridge. It's a good 1.5 meters lower because the water was up to the bottom of the bridge, as you've seen on telly. There's the lights out there. It's it's fucking. We'll see how high it is up the stairs. The last time it flooded here, which was just after the fires, it was to second or third step down the bottom. And look at that. I'll try and find some footage of the last one too when I filmed it when there was a flood. I don't know what your chances, but it's up to the what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, up to the top. 6 steps to go to at the top. Wow. Rightio, well, as story time with Smitty and Taree floods. I'll zip around and take a few photos with my phone and that now, and I'll try and edit it this afternoon. Right, if not late tomorrow, then I'll get it out to you. But it's supposed to rain for another 5 days. It's the high, the lower. I've never seen a Salo club on Salo so deep. Anyway, cheers. Exchange Hotel. Flood sign up there, and this is why. That's where I get my silver bullets. And that is what it looks like. Manholes popped up. And that's all up there. I say that car's been there and been underwater. You wouldn't park it there. I can see where the watermark was yesterday, earlier. That's the old Fogs Hotel. It's all shut now, it's never been open. Poultry Street is that one up there that was flooded. It was up here the other day. And there's the council chambers. Oh, the old tree. All the way up in the stacks. I'm in love, 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 love. My bad, probably shouldn't say that, but allegedly. Where we headed now? Don't see that too often. All because of you. In my pearl and my diamond shoe, I climbed a cloud, now I stole the moon. Harlem River. All because of you. Give me wings, put my head up in the clouds, and Harlem River all because, oh I'm nowhere now, Harlem River, tell me is it true, that in my pearl and my diamond shoes, I've climbed a cloud, now I stole the moon, Harlem River, all because of you.